All right, guys, welcome on. We have my man Grady Polcyn here, one of the newest integrity partners with Family First Life, and he's on here to share with us how he built a multi-million-dollar agency in just 3 years and what we can do to duplicate that. So, Grady, thanks for jumping on today.
Happy to be here, Julius. Thank you for having me.
Hey, first off, I want to take a minute and say thank you because many people know, but you helped me get started in this business. You helped me figure out when to write whole life, when to write term, how to write business, right? And you know, I can't go without saying thank you, and obviously not only helping start in this business, but you know, accelerate in this business. And my goal is to follow in your footsteps and be an integrity partner. So thank you for everything you do.
Happy to help. You're easy to help. You wanted it. That's the big difference that I think we underestimate. Though you find someone that wants it and you just do anything you can to help them. Right. And then you get people that say they want it, but then they don't put in the action. Right. We talk about your first week with paper apps, and I think we went on a ride along to I sold a policy. It's always good.
We went on one appointment. I said, hey, just show me one appointment. Right. And we never do it. He's like, all right, I'll give you one. He showed me one appointment. That's kind of the same rule I have for folks. I said, is that all you do? He said, that's it. I go, oh, wow, I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that. So let's kind of jump into it, right? I think the first thing that you talked about is the willingness or the desire. So for people on here, everyone on here, we're really focused today on building an agency, right? And I look around our organization and we have 70 plus writers. Of the 70 writers, maybe a handful are actively building. So I want to help others that are looking to build an agency. So what would you say about what we're looking for in people that are looking to build an agency and what they should be looking for people that they're talking to?
It's a great question. So I think that to decide whether or not you want to build an agency is something that just needs to become as a part of what you do here, right? So it's not like, do I want to or I don't want to? It's I should. It's like kind of part of the business processes, because no one comes to FFL to become a financial advisor, right? You come here because you want to make great income off of protecting families' requested coverage, and you want to teach others to do the same. Do we have high comp? Do we have access to leads? Do we have great products? Yes. But our mission statement is not, you know, I want to get 100 million assets under management and then retire. Like, that's not our model. But, you know, so the conversation is always, do I want to, and I used this example in the past, do I want to be the cashier at Chipotle, or do I want to be the general manager at Chipotle, or do I want to own 20 Chipotles, right? And your goal needs to become that from a cashier, which is just, you know, if you're selling insurance, you're an employee to your business. You know, I had someone near and dear to my heart a couple weeks ago, got really hurt their hand and almost lost their pinky in a stupid freak accident. And they're simply just a producer. That's what they do. So when they sell, they make $250, $300 a year, phenomenal money. When you're not selling, how much money are you making? No money,
nothing,
no money. And so it's a scary thing to think about. Like, heck, I used to be like Chantel would always be like, do you have disability insurance for like your voice? And I was like, I don't know if they offer that type of coverage, but she was like terrified. Like, if you get hurt, like we've grown to this now new level of life. Life has changed. It was really hard. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, we weren't living in the South Side, you know, with gunshots, but it was, we wanted more, right? We wanted more. And then we transitioned from here, found FFL, worked our butts off, changed our life. Well, you ascend to a new level of life, and all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to go back there. I'm going to do anything I can not to go back there. But the bigger, scarier thing is that if you become a phenomenal producer here, you're going to increase your quality of life, which you deserve to do. You deserve to save money, increase your quality of life, eat steak all the time, forget that chicken, unless it's, you know, unless you're on a diet, you know, you should be eating more chicken. Salmon red meat's not that good for you. But what you should be doing is having the option eat steak if you want to, because it's Tuesday and you decided you deserve a filet. But what I'm being funny here, but I'm also trying to be very serious though, is that part of our business process is not just come here, sell insurance. It's come here, sell insurance, get great at it, and teach others to do the same. One, because your family deserves this financial security that an agency can provide for it, but also I'm indebted to FFL. I'm indebted, and it's nearly my God-given responsibility to share this with other people. Because if there's other people with ambition and they see what we have here and the core principles and values and the possibility that they can put in, create, and execute for their life will change everything for them. It will change everything. Like we just change lives here. People that be hardworking people, right? We shine a big flashlight on the weaknesses and the shortcomings of people that are faking us out. People that say they want to work hard. People that talk about I'm going to make it here. I mean, oh, we love those guys. Right? Oh, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it.
I was #1 in my last company.
Yeah, I made 42 grand. Like, come on. Hey, we're not laughing at you making money. We're laughing at, though, is that you come here and then you talk about how you've got enough money for 12 leads and will I spot you leads and gas money. And it's like, and that's fine, dude. We can be on financial hard times and I'll help someone out. But if we help you out and you don't execute on it, and then you make excuses that the leads are bad or your area is this, or, you know, the e-app didn't work and I couldn't get that quote tool to work. I don't know how anybody sells the insurance here. Those quote tools are junk. What? Like, people just say stuff. So the process needs to become for you is that you get comfortable with accepting the fact that you're going to have a marginal responsibility to help other people. And if you're not okay with helping other people here, this probably isn't for you. But the 2 people you're going to be helping, 3 people you're going to be helping each every day, your clients, your agents, and your family. You go to work and sacrifice time and lose sleep and spend time away from them. You're paving the road to a life that is better than the one you have now. And it's not all about money, but you know what it is about? It's about security. And money offers that. I still wear shirts from Target and shorts that I think my buddy gave me and like shoes that I got at the Dillard's Clearance Center. Money, like old mentor used to say, money makes you more of who you are, right? You're an a-hole, you're gonna be an a-hole with money. Yeah. If you're a good person, you're gonna be a good person with money. So don't think about the money, think about the security that it can create. And if God forbid you hurt your hand and can't go sell insurance and have to go get reconstructive surgery because some freak accident, that you are set up in a position where you've helped enough other people and put them in a good position that little 5% override you make off when they go out there and sell allows you to kind of catch your breath and stay in a position where your head's above water. So that's #1, right? Would be understanding that you are going to have a responsibility and you should take it welcoming, knowing that the freedom it's going to create for you by going out there and starting to build a team and hire and share this with other people and just sharing. Hey man, I made $1,700 this morning. I made $7,000 last week. I made $22,000 last month. I don't even know how it happened. I followed this guy. He said buy leads. I logged in this CRM. I clicked the button. They popped in my inbox. I started calling them and they let me come over, right? There's a bunch of little micro decisions you've got to be comfortable with making. And as you continue to progress in this business, you're going to be comfortable continue to make them. But you have to start progressing. And then you find yourself down the road and now you're making some money. And then now you're indebted to teach other people. So become the person that you would dream about recruiting. That's a big part about this business too. But then secondary is looking for people who carry themselves. Now, the guy who's down on his luck is not a guy that I'm going to walk away from. People fall on hard times, but it's their attitude about it, right? You know, every single hiring call I've ever had, I was like, you know, we're going to work very well together if you have a good attitude and work hard. That's basically how I close every single hiring call. Good attitude is I'm not blaming, I'm looking for solutions. I'm not complaining, I'm looking for solutions. I'm not asking why so-and-so got favoritism, I'm looking for solutions. I'm solution orientated. That is the answer. Hey, Julius, I looked on the website, I called a couple other agents, I messaged in Slack, I posted in Facebook, and I called 2 carriers and I still can't find this answer. Could you help me? Hey man, you got it. What's going on? Whatever the problem is, let's solve it. But it's becoming understanding that, you know, your business is yours alone to run, and the people you're looking for, you want other great people around you. You want other great people that you can spend time with and who work hard. And like, it's easy to work with this guy. You know why? He works so hard. He's smart. He tries hard. He's got a little Y at home, or a little Y at school.
A little Y that's becoming a bigger Y.
A little Y that's becoming a bigger Y. And those things make this word. And am I saying only hire people with kids? I'm not. I'm saying hire people that have a desire to prove themselves right and others wrong. Hire people that have ambition and desire for change and want a better life for them, because this is not going to be, you know, I'm not going to, you know, what's the old line of grandma's rose-colored glasses, right? This isn't all rainbows and butterflies, as Coldplay? I don't remember who it was. Maroon 5. So pulling out of the archives. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. But the answer is that the hard times are far They're all, the hard times are just mental. Am I going to keep dialing? I called 7 leads, 5 didn't answer, 2 told me to piss off. I can say that on this call, it's PG-13 call. 2 told me to piss off. Do I call the 8th lead? And you call the 8th lead, and guess what? They say, what took you so long? I've been waiting for you to call. I need some insurance. It's the mental battle to call that 8th lead. So that's who I'd say you need to become. And that's who I'd say that you would start to be looking for, people that are ambitious and solution oriented.
Would you consider someone that's not building an agency that, so let me take a step back. So someone that's selling at a high level, or maybe not, they're not even at a high level. Maybe they're making 10, 15 grand a month, but that's more than they were making, right? Would you consider that person, and that isn't hiring and is producing at that level, somewhat selfish for not sharing this opportunity with others?
I would say they lack self-confidence. That's what I would say.
Tell us about that. What do you mean?
So they lack the self-confidence and belief. It's probably new. Like I made no money for so long. I don't even know what to do now. Like it just, it's most people make no money in their life. And then you come here and all of a sudden God goes, here's $7,000 in a week. And you go, do I go to Cabo? Right. That's always the problem. The new agent,
don't go to Cabo.
The new agent phenomenon, where they make their first huge bunch of commission checks and they think they won the lottery. Mm-hmm. So don't do that. But I would say the person that's writing 10, 15 a week and not hiring is someone that just lacks the self-confidence to, one, believe they could sell more, because it's just a result of more appointments. That's all it is. It's lack of discipline. Maybe you had a $7,000 week, and the next week you do 1,700, and the next week you do $4,000, and the next week you do 0, and now there's stress. And it's self-confidence and self-discipline that will rob you of success here far more than anything else. It's mental. It's all mental. But if you'll get more leads and trust yourself and believe in yourself and understand that, hey, I did sell 7,000. Something happened there that week that I really had to make it happen, mm-hmm. right? But then the financial thermostat gets so high that you're like, I've never had this much money. I need to spend it all, or this isn't of me and my friends. And how do I talk to my friends now who make 7,000 in 2 months when I just made it in a week? And like, what do I have in common? This is my social network. These are the people that I spend time with. These are my family. And I can't even have communication. You made 7,000 this week. They're going to call you a liar, right? That's the challenge, though. We oftentimes run around in circles of people. They're not beneath us. That's not what I'm saying. But their financial awareness and what's possible is so stuck, right? And you just broke free, that then when you start communicating with them, this isn't recruits. These are the people that we communicate with in our life. It's an uncomfortable and awkward conversation sometimes, because you don't know how to communicate with someone who doesn't see what you see. So the 10, 15K person, it's a lack of self-confidence and lack of discipline, because if you get to 5, 7K a week, submit every single week, you're going to issue 4,000 to 5,000, which means you're going to issue pay 16 to 20. Like it's also getting yourself to an understanding that you must have minimums, right? I used to get on some producers early on in my business that I'd be like, you lack minimums. Like for me, there was a minimum. And how do you instill minimums? You spend enough in leads, and then you've got minimums. I got to write this much, but that's that lack of discipline each and every week to buy leads on Sunday night and buy leads on Wednesday night, and put yourself in a position where you guarantee that you have enough leads to dial on Mondays and Thursdays that you can get up appointments. It's all just like a simple checklist, right? Mm-hmm. If I wake up on Monday, do I have phone burner set up? Do I have enough new leads? Do I have my calendar clear, or do I have to do laundry and the car needs washed, and you drop your kid off at school, which is great, but do I go then home to work, or do I go run some errands and I go to the gym, and now it's 10:45 and I'm getting home, and then my buddy said, hey, he gets break at work at 11, so I go to lunch with him because I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm going to go to lunch at 11:05 and we'll be home by 1:30, and all of a sudden it's 2 o'clock because you had to take a shower because you're at the gym, and then you went to lunch and now you smell, but you had some tuna, and so you brush your teeth, and it's 3 o'clock and you haven't made any dials, right?
Dude, how do you do that? You amaze me of how fast you go through that cycle. That's pretty impressive, though.
Because that's what my brain does 24/7. And then I go, listen, Presley's not going to eat if you don't go home at 8:31 and dial the phone. And because I've done all those things. Mm-hmm. For a decade, I was an entrepreneur, a broke failure of an entrepreneur who did all those things, and defended it, and I deserve it, and I'm hungry, so I should eat some tuna fish, and I need to work out. That's good for my health, and to get the endorphins running, because then when I get on the phone, I'm going to be at a higher state, I'm in my flow state, and then what happens? You make no money, and I let my wife down, and I watch her be disappointed with me, and I look in her eyes one more time, not able to pay the bills, and I can get crazy emotional because when you're trying to make it happen for long enough, but you're your own worst enemy, it's the worst thing in the world. I was my own worst enemy. And then the big dude was like, here's FFL, here's your shot. Don't F it up. And I was like, I'm not. And you didn't. And you did. And I didn't. And so that's where I am you. I am all of you at 8 and 12 and 4 and 1K in a month. And you went back to your job serving tables because, you didn't like it for a month and you got a chip on your shoulder. And Julius was hard on you one time because he saw more in you. But you're on this call hoping that you can break free mentally. And the answer is you can't. You just have to discipline yourself more than you allow yourself to be free, because you don't deserve to be free. That's the answer. You don't deserve to be free right now. Be free when you're issue paying 30, 40,000 a month and you found discipline and you write 10K, 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 then you can go to Cabo. And don't tell anybody, no post on the internet, but go have a good time. And then come back and write 10K, 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 and then go to Puerto Rico and then write 10K, 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 and then go to Europe. I don't care what you do, but you got to get your numbers in here because your family deserves more. And we have such an opportunity here to make money at will that it doesn't make any sense why we're not all doing that.
Yeah. It's funny, you made a comment about minimums, right? And I remember when I was struggling hitting 20K, that was one of the things you said to me. I don't know if you remember that, but you're like, you need to have a minimum of 4K a week or 5K a week, excuse me. You said 5K a week minimum because not everything you submit is going to issue. And then once I started hitting 5K on a regular basis, you're like, all right, now hit 7K, right? And make your minimum 7. All of a sudden I started writing 7K on a weekly basis. And then 10K was like a no big deal. I'm like, whoa, I just hit 10. And I remember I'm texting you one time. I'm like, I just hit 21. Like, what just happened? So it's crazy what happens when you mentally put yourself in that space of, I'm going to do this no matter what, and set yourself up for that. So that's awesome. Let me ask you this. So, some people on here, they're maybe getting started. They know a bunch of people, whether they're in the business, not in the business, looking to make money, looking for an opportunity. But what would you say to the agent that says, I'll start telling people about this after I have success, after I start making money?
I would tell you that that's how I thought, and I thought incorrectly. I waited about 5 months to actually really start building. And my first month, I wrote 14. I've told this story a bunch of times. Second month, I wrote 8. Chantel beat me up. And my third month, I wrote 31. And in that second month, I went to a convention. I sought counseling from mentors who were just people selling more than me. Anyone can be a mentor to you at any level. Someone who writes more than you can be your mentor in whatever you're going through. And then month 3, I wrote 31 and everything changed. And then I still was like, this doesn't make sense. My financial thermostat was broken. There was mercury all over the ground. And mercury is what's in thermostats.
I got it. Thank you. I got it.
And then I wrote like 27, 29, and like I just had to make it happen. And I waited till like my 5th or 6th month to start building. And if I would have started sooner, I would have been less confident. Let's be crystal clear. But I also would have had at least the energy and the direction to encapsulate people in a plan that I knew would work, because it was working for me and it was working for so many other people. So my advice to you is don't wait. Does it need to be day one? No, we want you to make money. Number one goal is make money, get good at making money, get good at helping families. But it doesn't make any sense. You don't need to have your first 40K month before you start introducing this to a few people. And does it need to be awkward and weird? No, you could join our hiring campaign, which Julius went over. You can post some Craigslist ads. You could post on your social media and say, hey, I've started this new business with a company. We've got more leads than we know what to do with, and they're looking for some good sales reps. Shoot me a message if you're interested. Just something real passively. And people reach out like, do you need to be on an aggressive hiring campaign from day one? No, but passively starting to just share this with people, because you don't know who else is hurting. You don't know who else is stressed out beyond belief and wishing that they'd walk into an opportunity like this based on what the world went through the past year. The world went through some stress. God had blessed insurance agents by deeming them essential, or would call it the government, I don't know, but deemed us essential and allows us to go out there and protect families that request coverage. Because, God forbid something did happen last year and they had insurance, then their family would have money. Like a lot of people lost their lives. But insurance does offer something that is bona fide I mean, I'm not trying to start saying I'd words, but like it's a certified, real legitimate business opportunity, but we make it seem so simple. It almost like doesn't make sense. I got a buddy who like worked for Northwestern Mutual, and you know how they trained him? That, well, after they started with his 40% comp, they told him make a list of every single human you know, and just start calling them and asking if they're interested in buying some insurance or doing some financial planning. Wow. And I was like, hey, he went through his pitch with me. I tried to like give him some help, and I was trying to recruit him, but they got him good. They hooked him right in the eye socket, and he was like stuck. But they told him that that's the only way to build. Make a list of every single human you know, and try to give them financial planning advice. And I was like, I didn't want to say his name, but I was like, buddy, why? How do you get them to like, you just started like 3 weeks ago and you're going to be giving them financial planning advice? Well, I went to training for 3 months in Kansas or something, he said. But the whole pitch is bring them in and sell them whatever that they can at the low comp with no leads, and to know that that's what the majority of the industry is. And then we have this. It doesn't make sense, guys. Why more people aren't here yet. And you'll see why the numbers are growing. We had a good talk with Sean yesterday. The company's absolutely exploding. There's nothing slowing us down. But there is no reason to wait. Day one, week one, no. But end of month one, month two, month three, yes, you should start making just some of a passive list of people you'd like to share this with. If you just want to be a top producer, a great producer, that's fine. But the understanding that if you only choose to sell insurance, you're going to sell insurance forever. Now, granted, you could sell insurance like this guy does. Be smart with your money, save up your money. 5-10 years down the road, you got a few $1 million in your bank account, invest that appropriately, and you live off of $80,000-$90,000 a year for the rest of your life. Hey, not a bad gig. Or just introduce this to a few people and watch what the magic of FFL is, that they may want to go introduce it to a few people too, right?
Yeah. It's funny. So I look at this business and I like to use analogies, right? Of what's our business like and what is it compared to, right? So when you start, I'm going to use the food industry for an example, right? So when you start, it's like opening a food truck. You're running the food truck, you're driving the food truck, you're making the food, you're doing everything on that food truck, right? But if your food truck breaks down, if the wheel, you got a flat, kitchen doesn't work, whatever the case may be, you can't report to work because maybe you got sick, right? Now you can't do nothing. But what if you want to get out of the food truck and you want to run a business, right? Well, maybe get a retail, an actual location, get staff on place, get waiters, right? Have the full deal and scale it. So now you can just sit back and run your business and make sure your operation is running smooth. And I think a lot of people struggle with that because they hear the word recruiting or they hear the word hiring when they don't maybe know what they're doing yet. Yeah. And I can relate to that because I know, even like I was telling everybody here, I didn't start recruiting for a few months and I wish I did, right? I wish I would have started from the beginning because it's not what I know, it's what everyone else knows. And it's leveraging the system because the system's already proven, the system's already built. It's just plugging people into the system. So
I think that the thing in that sense of starting, like, let's be crystal clear. Most people won't make it. I'm not trying to bust anyone's bubble because most people just won't work hard enough. But if you got to talk to 1,000 people to find 100 Juliuses or 50 Juliuses or 27 Juliuses, would it be worth talking to 1,000 people? Forever, yes, all day long. And so that's the thing, is that if you just set your sights on getting your sales, getting your 10K a week, then the rest of your time is building your agency by communicating with people and introducing them how good this is. You're not going to be able to turn it. You're not going to slow it down. You're not going to be able to stop it. And that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a great problem. So how would someone that's looking to get started in building, what would you recommend they start with? I think you might have touched on some of it, but how would you coach someone to start building?
Okay, so there's two things I'm going to go through. One, I would suggest creating an environment where you have people coming to you, prospects coming to you. So whether that is Craigslist, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, we're hearing tremendous results still from ZipRecruiter. Get yourself 5, 10, 20. I mean, some agency managers have 50 spots on ZipRecruiter, which is just people coming in and saying, hey, I'm interested in this high commission insurance sales position. We've got ads that we can share with you. Ideally, my favorite hiring, starting lead generation component is the hiring campaign, which you went over. They're interested people that clicked an ad that said, yes, I'm interested in communicating with someone about this non-salaried, I need to buy my own leads, sales, commission only job or position, right? Someone that knows without question, I'm not giving you anything. Correct. You're going to buy leads and we're going to set you up and train you, is a good person you want to talk to. And they are by far and wide the best leads that exist. There's none better, unless it's, your best friend who sold insurance somewhere else. And now he wants to stop selling insurance there and come. There's nothing there's that. And then there's the hiring campaign leads. Yeah. So I would say, to start there, the more important thing that should be done in tandem would be skill growth. And like we talk about the phones, at 80% of the phones, 15% is in-home, 5% is product knowledge, because the skill growth that it takes to be in control. And when they say something silly, you go, perfect. That's exactly why I called. I've got a 615 or 645, which works better for you. The low, monotone, direct, completely in control. I own you, respect, what I'm saying? Like, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of this phone call and I need to get this information dropped out to you. I have a packet with your name on it. And if I don't get it out to you, I'm going to lose my job. So does 615 or 645 work better, John? Control, control, control. It takes time to learn, right? It takes time to learn how to be great on the phone. The same thing is with hiring. And it's how to be likable, have charisma, to be strong, but also not be a jerk when communicating with someone, because the people that are coming here or the people that are responding to our ads or responding on all the different marketing channels are not homeless. They're generally not unemployed. They're somewhere else doing something that they want something more. They want something better. And they need you to communicate with them effectively and share with them what it is and why this is so great. And if you can do that, you can move mountains. That's it. An old mentor used to say to me, it's funny that it works out this way, but an old mentor said to me 15 years ago, and he said, Grady, you never want to get to the top of the mountain and not know how to get back up if you fall off. And what that means is if you grow your skills, the skills in the phone, skills in the home, skills of communication, you're bulletproof. If God took FFL from me, I'd go sell cars or I'd go become a realtor, or I'd sell solar. I don't know, because I've taken the time to go from a chubby introverted kid to someone who can mildly communicate effectively, right? I'm an average communicator and I just keep forcing it and it's working its way out. But that's what I need you guys to understand. That if you'll just put yourself in a position where you keep on getting better, you'll keep on getting better. And that's a big component. It's not huge. Like this isn't earth shattering, to get so good at recruiting. It's just basically, hey, Julius, what did you like about the video? What are you currently doing? What do you like what you're currently doing? What do you not like about what you're currently doing? Perfect. Well, if I could show you a way where you could work with people and still make great income, is that something you'd be interested? Perfect. We got more buyer leads here in the Texas market. The next step is we need to get you licensed. That's really the key to the kingdom. As soon as you get your license, you're in the club. And the sky's the limit. We've got guys in their first month making anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 a month. People in their first year making $300,000 to $400,000 a year. Agency managers making 6-7 figures a year. It's incredible. I know, man, it's unbelievable. But the next thing is we need to get you that license, right? So it's just learning how to just be a positive, uplifted, energetic communicator. And I don't think I'm the best, but I just do it enough where the results they come out the backside. So for you, the answer, please go to fflamerica.com/hiring. HIRING. It's a secret website. It's not secret. It's just not public. And the reason it's not public is because what we don't do is force feed and choke you to thinking you need to hire before you sell. Now, this is a call where we're talking about hiring. Right. You've had hundreds of calls where you talk about selling. So every once in a while we talk about hiring, because we do want you to have the the curtain pulled off your eyes and understanding that the upside here is not just you becoming a 70K a month producer. Become a 30K producer and have an agency doing 700,000. That's the upside here. So I would say those different marketing channels you get people to talk to, and then grow your skills. One, by doing it over and over, but two, by learning from other people who can teach and train on how to get good at communicating and recruiting. And that you'll find a bunch of great trainings on fflamerica.com/hiring.
Okay, one last question for me, and if any of you guys have any questions, drop it in the chat. But do you see parallels between selling insurance and hiring agents? Do you think there's some parallels in terms of what we do in the home versus what we do on the phone with agents as we hire?
Okay, of course, 100%. I mean, you're trying to put people in a better position. I'm trying to put John and Bob and Betty in a better position. I'm trying to put Julius in a better position. I'm not going to try to come across as desperate with Bob and Betty, and I'm not trying to come across as desperate with Julius. I'm strong in control when I'm sitting with the client because I know what the products that I have can benefit the situation they're in. Otherwise, they wouldn't have filled out the lead card. And I know the situation and the offerings that I have at FFL are better than Julius's situation. Otherwise, he wouldn't have filled out the form or responded to the ad or sent me a text or saying he watched the video, he wants to know more. I know I have what he wants. You know you have what the client wants when you're sitting with them in the home. And so those parallels are just, you're going out there we're like Santa Claus. We go around and we share good news, and we put people in a better position. We make them happy. We try to, maybe we're the Easter, I don't know what character we're going to be for the moment, but we're trying to put people in a better position. We're trying to spread positivity, but also, you can get on the naughty list, right? If you lose control, I'm taking this too far, but you understand what I'm saying here is that your job is on a daily basis to help clients and families and help agents put them in a better position. And then once you take an agent under your wing, to be there for them. That's it. Be there for them. You got questions day one, you bought leads, you dialed the phone, you booked appointments, right? Those are your job, right? My job's number 4. Your job is to buy leads, dial them, and go to the home. If you do 3, I'll do 4. You call me when you're in the home, walking the home, you got any sort of information when you were on the phone with them, they said they've got diabetes or they've got a sleep apnea machine or they've been declined before. What happened? What did I do? Oh, perfect. Well, I'll check with my senior underwriter and I'll get some information before I show up tomorrow at 2:15, and we'll be able to definitely find something in place. I know that's why I'm a broker, Bob and Betty, because I've got options galore. And so then you do those 3, buy leads, book them, show up. Your manager or person who's brought you in here is there to help you check the box on number 4. You're not on your own, but you got to do those first 3 steps before we can do number 4 for you. And we help you do number 4 enough, you're going to know how to do it. I used to joke, people were like, how you guys growing so fast? I was like, I got 10 people that know about diabetes. It's not all me anymore. It's not all I didn't know this much I knew about arthritis and diabetes and metoprolol and all the different statins. And
I feel like a pharmacist now.
Every day.
I didn't even go to school for that. How do I?
But it's fun.
Yeah,
too.
it is fun.
It's
great.
Fun. You watch commercials and you're like, oh, I know you. You're no good.
Yeah.
You're no good at all. So those kids aren't happy. Right. That's not real. This is fake.
Yeah, that's true. So I think the key in all this, guys, is there's a lot of parallels from what we do in the home to helping agents on the phone, right? And the key is, I think one of the main things Grady said and all that is we have the best deal out there, right? We have the best business opportunity in America, hands down, right? So even if someone is on the phone and they're posturing that, hey, I make 6 figures a year and I'm doing this, well, they're in corporate America. I love corporate America. I would much rather do this for the rest of my life than go work and slave for someone for 6 figures a year. Why? Because I have control of time, I have control of my life, and I have control of my destiny, right? And there's no limit here, right? And so I think the thing you guys have to keep in mind is if you're out there and your goal is to build a big agency, have control, have your posture that they have what you need, right? Or did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
They have what you have what they need. You have what they need. Excuse me. I knew I said that backwards. You have what they need, and that you just have to communicate that to them, and you have to make sure that they understand what we have. And if there's if there's anything that's not clear it up for them. And then you really just assume the sale, just like you would if you're in the home, right? Assume the hire. Hey, is there any reason why you wouldn't start? No. Okay, let's get you started, right? Let's get you licensed, right? And it's that simple. So guys, don't overcomplicate this. Obviously, Grady's done it at a high level, at a very, very, very fast pace. We can do the same thing. And it all boils down to all of us collectively doing the same thing, right? How am I able to get, a moderate level of success at this point of building an agency? Doing exactly what Grady did. How are you going to do it? Do exactly what we're doing. We're giving you the tools, the keys to the kingdom. Now it's up to you to be able to go out there and actually utilize it. So any last words as we wrap up for today?
I would say that right now, this time of the year, there's a lot of events happening, which are a beneficial factor. This business can be lonely. You dial by yourself often if you don't come to an office. You drive in your car by yourself, you go meet strangers, you come home, before your kids go to school, after they go to sleep, they can be very lonely. That to find strength in that loneliness, in that solitude time, and know that you're truly creating something for you, for your family that will live. I mean, if you just sell insurance, you're going to get residuals for a long time. Mm-hmm. So you're really building something that in this solitude, you're creating something that has legs for decades. And to understand that, then, so the one standpoint is understanding that we got it. I've been there. We've all been, I've been no-showed in Buckeye, an hour and 45 minutes from my house, and had to drive home and tell my wife as I drive home, and she's got the screaming kids on the phone that I'm not there to help with, that I didn't make us any money, right? So we've all been there. But understanding though that you can change that by coming to offices, getting around other agents. It's not like, hey, let's get like, I'm not talking about ride-alongs. I'm talking more about sales conferences. So a lot of our team is, heavily across the country. There's events all over the country. There's one in Charleston that I think Jordan's doing today. Mm-hmm. We'll be in Dallas on Thursday. Yep. Next week, we've got our Phoenix event here locally. There's an LA event on Saturday. And then following that week, there's a Vegas event the following Monday. I'll be at all of them. And that one reason is I want to get better. I want to learn what the other top producers, the top agency managers are doing within their business. I also want to meet a lot of people, and I want to help anyone in any way that I can. And so for you guys, as you find the discipline to enjoy the solitude that this business gives you early on, also put yourself in a position where you can reward yourself. Work your butt off. Get your numbers in. Get your submit numbers in. Work those issue paid numbers up. And then go to these events and be refined. That's your immediate goal, is to not just sit here and go, the only way I can get better is run more appointments and then call Julius or call your manager. No, we host these events for a reason. It costs you no money. Our event coming up is almost 5 figures. It's costing to put on this event in Phoenix. Significant investment that I don't ask anyone to pay at all. I think the only donation factor we're going to ask is if you could bring some shoes for little kids. But if you don't, I'll still let you in the door because they're going to go to the Dream Center in June. But I digress. But focus on that. Get yourself around people when you've hit a reward or you hit a roadblock, and allow that event and the people there that are having success to refine you.
Yep. And if you guys don't have an event that's super close to you, then get on a plane and get to the closest event within flying distance. So Grady, thank you so much for hopping on. Thanks for pouring into us and into the team. And guys, take what you learned today, execute on it, because execution is king. And let's go out there and have a great week. Thank you again.